Good morning, students. In this module, we'll be starting up with the new chapter of biology, and that is the human reproduction. Very important chapter. So you just have to listen to me very carefully if you want to understand this chapter very well. Now, students, first of all, in this module, I'll be explaining you the male reproductive system. Then we'll be moving on to the female reproductive system. So we'll be studying about various processes in this chapter. As you all are aware that humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous, fine. So the reproductive events in human, that includes formation of gamete, that is known as gametogenesis, fine, like sperms in males and ovum in female, that will be studying later on. Then once these sperms and this ovum has been formed, so there will be a transfer of sperm, fine, into the female body, or we can say female genital tract. This process is insemination. Then comes fusion of male and female gamete. This process is fertilization, which is basically which leads to the formation of zygote. Now students, this is followed by the formation and development of blastocyst and its attachment to the uterine wall. This process is implantation. Then there will be embryonic development, fine, once the embryo is formed, and this process is gestation. And then last but not the least is delivery of the baby, that is parturition. So we'll be studying these process in detail. First of all, let's just come to the male reproductive system, which is present inside the male body. Look here, students. This is the complete structure that we'll be studying. Fine. This is the male reproductive system. Now students, look here very carefully. Male reproductive system is basically located in pelvis region. Fine. And the male reproductive system, it includes a pair of testes. You can see here the testes. Fine. See, this one is testis. Okay. Now accessory ducts, accessory glands that are being associated, that is you can see the prostate, fine, and the seminal vesicle, the bulbourethral, fine. Now, and the last one is external genitalia. Now students, talking about the male reproductive system, it consists of a pair of testes that is present in the scrotum, fine. Talking about the accessory ducts gland, it includes testis, vas efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. And talking about external genitalia that we have talked here, fine, talking about this very thing, that is penis. I hope I am clear to each one of you. Now look at this diagram very carefully. See, you might have drawn the structure of excretory system in your previous classes, or I would say in 11th class. Now students, you can see here these two tube-like structure, they are ureters, fine, which terminates into this bag-like structure that is known as urinary bladder. Okay. Now these are the testes, fine. These are the testes which are situated outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch that is known as scrotum. Okay. You can see here, this is scrotum. It is just to maintain the temperature, fine. Now students, this is testis, that is the external genitalia. Above the testis, posterior cavity, you can see is the epididymis, where the sperms are temporarily stored, fine. Then it gives rise to vasa efferentia. Finally, it gives a tube-like structure. Look here, it's a brown color tube-like structure you can see emerging from the testis is vas deferens, fine. Then it enters or it loop over the bladder, fine. It receives the we can say the fluid of three glands here. One is seminal vesicle, then prostate gland and bulbourethral, fine. Then you can see with the help of urethra, the semen or sperm can enter inside the female body, and this is the penis, which is an ejaculatory duct. We'll be studying this thing in detail now. Now students, paired male gonads, they are present, fine. And talking about testis, it is oval in shape. Its length is 4 to 5 centimeter and its width is 2 to 3 centimeter, fine. It is situated outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch that is known as scrotum. Okay. Now what is the function of scrotum, students? It basically maintains the temperature, Fine, low temperature of the testis, that is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius, which is lower than the normal internal body temperature. And this temperature is required for the process of spermatogenesis. Fine, spermatogenesis के लिए जो पूरा complete ये process है, this is basically a process which helps in forming the sperm. So at that time the temperature required by the body is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius. Now students, testis is covered by a dense covering that is known as tunica albuginea. Fine, so there is a covering around the testis and this covering is known as tunica albuginea. Now students, in each testis, I am just talking about the structure of testis now. Fine, testis की अगर हम बात करें, it contains 250 compartments in it. Fine, and these compartments are known as testicular lobules. Fine, where each lobule consists of 1 to 3 coiled seminiferous tubule. Now let's just come to the structure of seminiferous tubule. Fine, you can see here, this is the complete structure of seminiferous tubule. This is present inside the testis, students. Fine, there is a lot of compartments and in each compartment there is a seminiferous tubule. Now this is the seminiferous tubule where the sperms are forming. Fine. So lined on its inside the two types of cell. So we are having two types of cell here, talking about this is the seminiferous tubule, students. The first type of cell is the male germ cell or spermatogonia. So you can see here, this is the complete structure. You can see inside it there are a lot of small cells. Fine, oval kind of cells. These are the male germ cell. I am going to zoom in this diagram so you can better understand it. See, look here students now. This is the male germ cell or the spermatogonia. Fine, these are the spermatogonia. Now, these spermatogonia, students, they undergo meiotic division. Fine, why they undergo meiotic division? To form the sperm. So, with the help of these male germ cell, fine, look here, with the help of these male germ cells, sperms have been formed. And second we have is the Sertoli cells. Fine, these are the Sertoli cells, students. These are the supporting cells basically. Fine, supporting cells होते हैं ये. And what is its function? It provides nutrition to the germ cell. Fine, so we are having a lot of male germ cell inside the seminiferous tubule and Sertoli cells, they are supporting cell which gives the nutrition to the germ cell. Now students, region outside the seminiferous tubule, it is called interstitial spaces. Fine, it contains small blood vessels and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Fine, so talking about outside the seminiferous tubule, we have the Leydig cells. Okay, we have the Leydig cells. Now students, these Leydig cells, what is the function of these Leydig cells now that is present the region outside the seminiferous tubule? They basically synthesize and secrete male hormone that is called androgen. Fine, and what is the male hormone? Testosterone. Fine. Now students, accessory ducts. See, this was, I am going to just show you. See, talking about the male reproductive system, it consists of a pair of testes. We have done the testes. Now talking about the accessory ducts. So let's just come to the accessory duct portion. So it contains testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. Fine. So look here. This is the seminiferous tubule. Fine. Inside the testis. Okay. So this is a testis which give rise to a structure that is known as vasa efferentia. Fine. This is vasa efferentia. Now student, the posterior covering of the testis is epididymis, where the sperms after formation of sperm, they are actually temporarily stored inside the epididymis. Fine, then which it give rise to a tube-like structure that is known as vas deferens. So you can see here this red, I have shown this thing with the help of an arrow, students. You can see the red arrow. Fine, this is the blue one. So this is vas deferens. Fine, this is the vas deferens, and this is vasa efferentia and this is testis. Fine, so this vas deferens, finally it goes through the urinary bladder, then it passes, then it finally enters inside the urethra. Fine. Now students, vas deferens receive ducts. Fine, which kind of ducts? Like we have seminal vesicle. So finally it opens into urethra as ejaculatory duct. Okay, so we have already done this vas deferens. Now what happens, I'm going to show you the previous structure that is much more clear, students. See, this is the vas deferens. Fine, it loop over around the urinary bladder, finally enters into the this one, fine, through the urethra. Fine, you can see here. So this is the complete structure. The sperm will enter this through the testis. It will, with the help of this testis, they are formed, fine, inside the seminiferous tubule. Then they are basically traveled, fine, along this vas deferens, then urinary bladder, then they comes through the urethra. Fine. So this was all about the accessory ducts and the. Now students, see, it finally opens into the urethra, fine, and as ejaculatory duct. So ejaculatory duct is penis, and what is its function, students? It stores and transports sperms from testis to urethra. Okay, and urethra, it originates from urinary bladder. So urethra, we all know, students, that it originates from the urinary bladder. So this is urinary bladder, fine. Okay, and urethra, you can see this one is urethra, this structure. Okay, it extends through penis to external opening, that is known as urethral opening or urethral meter, students. Fine, from where the sperm enters, or the urine is also basically released from the male body. Fine. Now external genitalia. External genitalia is the last one, student, that is penis. Fine. So the male body has an external copulatory organ that is known as external genitalia, penis. It is an ejaculatory duct which helps in ejaculation, fine, during the insemination process. So at that time, what will happen? The sperm that has been formed, they enter inside the female bodies with the help of this ejaculation only. Now students, enlarged distal end glans penis, it's covered by a loose skin that is called the foreskin. Fine, see here, this is the foreskin. I'm going to show you here. See, this one is the foreskin. Look here, this is the foreskin. Fine. Now students, see, now talking about the accessory glands, last one. So we have seminal vesicle, that is the paired, then prostate gland and bulbourethral gland, that is also paired. Fine. Now what is seminal plasma here? Secretion of all the accessory glands that is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes, and it also helps in lubrication. Fine. It also helps in lubrication of that penis. Fine. So the sperm, basically the semen is this fluid which basically released from the seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. So I'm going to show you all these glands now. This one is the last, students. Fine. See, this one is the prostate, this one is this you can see the large, this red like structure is prostate, then this is seminal vesicle, and this is bulbourethral. Fine. I hope this topic is clear to each one of you students. Thank you.